Gretchen. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I thought I would give you all an updated video on my face tattoo. And by face tattoo, I mean my microbladed eyebrows. In case you didn't know, these are not my real eyebrows. These are microbladed, and I have been getting them microbladed for the past 6 years, or I'm rounding up to 6 years. It's been a little more than 5.5 years, but I realized that I haven't exactly done any kind of update on my eyebrows since the very first video I put out during the very first time I ever got them microbladed. So I figured 6 years been doing this now, let's give a little bit of an update. I also thought I'd answer some frequently asked questions to me regarding my eyebrows, like the process, the maintenance of them, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a little bit of an update. So for starters, the very first microbladed appointment that I had was August 19th, 2017. So it's been a while. I'll insert a picture here of what my eyebrows look like before. The very first appointment that I had, so this initial one, took the most work because during that time, you're getting the right shape, you're getting the right color, you're going through all of that, and it's the more detailed aspects of microblading. And it takes a while to get that perfect shape, to determine that perfect color. Like, do you want a warm toned, a cool tone? Do you want darker? Do you want lighter? Do you want something that you can build on with makeup? There's a lot that goes into that initial appointment before you even start the process of the microblading. And then along with that first initial microblading appointment, I then did get a touch-up 6 weeks later just to make sure that the color settled well, make sure the shape was what we wanted, to make sure that all the little fine details were showing up and hadn't faded or hadn't taken or anything like that. So if you're thinking about getting microbladed, you've never gotten it done before, that very first appointment is gonna take the longest. I wanna say mine was pushing 3 hours. It was more like 2.5, but it was pushing that 3-hour mark. So then the next time I got my eyebrows done was August 4th of 2019. So for this appointment, I actually didn't go to the permanent makeup artist that I went to for my very first microblading appointment, and that was because that artist wasn't exactly offering services anymore. I couldn't get in touch with them. They weren't posting on social media anymore. So I just kind of assumed they weren't doing it anymore. So then I found someone else, and I'm very glad that I did because I absolutely love the person I go to now. And then it turned out that it was good that I went to a different permanent makeup artist because the original one that I went to apparently went too deep with the microblading, and so it's hard to tell, especially when I have makeup on it, but if you look closely at my eyebrows, especially on the inner corners, they're in a constant state of red, which isn't too noticeable if you don't know what to look for because my face just has like cooler pink red undertones to it, so it's not super in your face, but once it's brought up to you, you can notice it. And that is a result of my first permanent makeup artist going a little too deep with the cuts and the microblading. And I do have pictures from all of these sessions, so I'll be sure to insert them. But during this appointment, so this was the first appointment with my new permanent makeup artist, but my second microblading session altogether, this permanent makeup artist helped define a better shape for my eyebrows, so added a little bit more to the inner corners, as well as gave a better color overall. That kind of went with my skin tone, like the undertones. I mentioned I'm a cooler tone, so we went with a cooler tone color and one that worked well with all my different hair colors. Because I'm pretty sure at the time I still had blonde hair, like dark blonde hair with the yellow. So I wanted to go with a color that if I wanted to do fun colors eventually, it would work with all of those, which it did. It's basically like a taupe. I forget the actual name color, I know there's one, but it's like a taupe. Also during this appointment, like I mentioned, the color was darkened a little bit, the shape was redefined. There were a little bit more hairs added to give that realistic effect. From a distance, you can't see those hairs, but when you get up close to me, you can see these little strokes that look like actual hairs, which I like that look. So my eyebrow like shape and style is a little bit of a mix of manicured and wild. It's not super bushy to give the natural look, but it's also not like pristinely manicured, so it's like somewhere in between. But you can go either way. You can get super manicured look, you can get the super bushy, wild, natural look, or you can do like me and get a little mix of both. Then my third time getting my eyebrows microbladed was September 28th, 2021. Back to the same artist that I went to the previous time. This was just a refresh of color, making sure we still like the shape. This one really didn't have too many things along with it, and it was just doing that touch up that is necessary in order to maintain your microbladed eyebrows. And then the most recent time of me getting them done was March 22nd, 2023, so very recently, and this is how they are today. I do have a little bit of a brow wiz on them from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I sometimes add that just when I do a full face of makeup if I want them to pop a little bit more. And then during this most recent appointment, it was again just making sure that we still like the shape and stuck with the color. So the last 2 times that I've gotten my eyebrows done, it's basically just been a color refresh because it does fade over time. Now, if microbladed eyebrows are something that you're interested in, do know that the upkeep for them is getting them retouched every 2 years or so. Now, this most recent time, I only waited like a year and a half just because I felt like they faded a little bit more than normal, but usually it's like a year and a half to 2 year time between each appointment for a refresh. So one of the questions that I get asked the most is, does it hurt a lot? Honestly, as my appointments have gone on with it, it has hurt less and less. They do numb you up. They put like a nice little numbing cream over there and let it sit for a little bit so that your whole eyebrow area gets numb before they start. I will say my very first appointment, that very first session back in 2017, did end up hurting, and the permanent makeup artist did have to keep reapplying numbing cream in order to make sure that that pain wouldn't linger. But as the appointments have gone on, as the years have gone on, it's hurt less and less. I don't know if I'm building up some kind of tolerance to it in that area because it's getting tattooed essentially over and over again. But like this most recent time, I didn't feel it at all, and the numbing cream didn't even wear off until like 30 minutes after I left my appointment. So that initial one does hurt, but as you continue to get the touch-ups, not so much. Another question is, what if you want to get another hair color? I kind of touched on this already in the sense that we went with a color that would work for a lot of different hair colors. So we stuck with a cool tone just because that is my skin tone, is a more cool tone undertone. And so we stuck with an eyebrow color that represented a cool tone. But that's why I ended up going with like a taupe. So I'm pale. I really didn't want super dark eyebrows, so I stuck with what I call a taupe. I don't think that's the actual name for it that the permanent makeup artists like choose from, but that's what it reminds me of. So I stuck with a taupe. It was a dark enough color that it gave me what I wanted, but I can still build on it. If you're looking at changing your hair color often, I would look for something like that that's lighter that you can end up building on. Again, I've had several different hair colors since getting my eyebrows microbladed. I've had blonde, brunette, orange, yellow, red, some pink and purple thrown in there. The best thing to do is discuss it with your permanent makeup artist. Be like, hey, I like to change up my hair sometimes. What should I do? And they're gonna give you the best advice on that. Now, a question that I have gotten a few times is, do I feel pressured to do my makeup every day because my eyebrows are done? And honestly, it's the opposite. I absolutely don't feel pressured to do it. I used to feel pressured to do it when they weren't done because I was like, I have 0 eyebrows. Like from a distance, it literally looked like I had no eyebrows because my natural eyebrow color is platinum blonde. So it blended in with my skin, and I felt more pressured to do my makeup then so that it looked like I had eyebrows than I do now. As long as I have a little bit of mascara on my lashes, I'm good to go. Maybe put a little bit of blush on. But for the most part, I actually feel less pressured to do my makeup now. Now I do my makeup full face for recording YouTube videos, when I stream on Twitch, things like that. But just like going out to run errands, my eyebrows are already on my face, and as long as I put mascara on, I'm good to go. And then another question is, what is the maintenance like for them, such as plucking them, waxing them, anything like that, and just the general upkeep. So like I mentioned, if you want to get your eyebrows microbladed and you want to keep up with the appearance of them, you should get them retouched every 2 years or so. It is a little bit of an investment, but for me, it is one that I do not regret, and I can't recommend it enough. As for the general maintenance, like everyday maintenance of them, I still pluck my eyebrows because you still get hairs like down on your eyelid or around here, anything like that. So I still pluck. I still have like the little blades that I shave around to keep the shape, but for the most part, I don't find myself plucking as much as I did prior to getting my eyebrows done. Because again, my eyebrows, natural color, platinum blonde, so when hairs do pop up, like outside of the brow zone, they're platinum blonde and you can't really see them. I'm very lucky in that sense, but I still pluck them. I don't wax. I don't think I've ever waxed my eyebrows even before I got them microbladed. And like through here, I still shave them so that there are no little baby hairs or anything between my eyebrows. So yeah, that's just a little update on my microbladed eyebrows. Again, I've been doing this since August 2017, so almost 6 years, and it is something that I cannot recommend enough, and I absolutely do not regret it. And yes, it is an investment. It can be very costly, but I also think about all the product that I'm saving, because even though I build product sometimes onto my eyebrow, I'm not going through like brow pencils as often as I was prior to getting them microbladed. And the best thing that I can suggest if you are looking to get your eyebrows microbladed, do your research on your permanent makeup artist. Again, my first one that I went to, which is kind of the first one I found in search results for my area, and it turns out that she went a little too deep with the eyebrows. I have like this permanent redness. It's not too noticeable. I don't really pay any mind to it. It doesn't bother me too much, and as long as it didn't overall harm the look of my eyebrows, it's fine, and my current permanent makeup artist knows how to work with it. Let me know in the comments below if you have your eyebrows microbladed, what your experience with it was like. If you're thinking about getting it done, why haven't you gotten it done yet? Again, I cannot recommend it enough if it is something that you are genuinely interested in. I absolutely love mine, and I love waking up every day with my eyebrows already on my face. And also, if you have any other questions regarding my experience, process, maintenance, anything like that, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I'll answer as many as I can, just based on my personal experience. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to go down there and hit that subscribe button, as well as that notification bell, so YouTube will let you know when I upload next. But until next time, bye everyone.